Hey guys, it's Stephen here back with another video, and this is the big one, the one I've been dreading for a very long time. The Manchester Derby is back tomorrow with so many implications, so many things hanging in this game that it's almost terrifying. It makes me feel sick just thinking about it, but it's here, we can't ignore it, we're going to have to face it. This is going to be my match preview of that game. So basically, I'm going to be talking about how I think City will line up, all that kind of stuff, what it means, basically terrified throughout this video. We've got Jay from Full-Time Devils popping on later for some forces you can see on screen here, so stay tuned for his opposition force as well. If you think it's bad for us, imagine how bad it is for them at the moment with Liverpool and Manchester City both vying for it and them having it. Basically, he's just terrified, and I do not blame him at all. Before I go too far, I want to say thank you to all my newest patrons. I'm going to list them all here: David Gebhardt, Jesse Cruz, Malcolm Elford, Dan Fletcher, and Marcel Chiori. Guys, thank you very much for all those latest pledges. Absolute heroes. Honestly, support's been amazing. It's blown my mind a little bit recently. Thank you very much. Patreon.com/Esteemed Company if you want to get involved and help grow and support this channel. One day, hopefully, I'll be able to do it full time for you guys. If not, just keep watching these videos. But on to the game. Yep, it's absolutely huge. Just 4 more games, well, 5 more games in general from a huge season potentially. Absolutely huge. Domestic treble is within our grasp if we win 5 more games. In the league, we've got United away, Burnley away, Leicester at home, and then Brighton away. 3 away games out of 4 there. We're that close to glory. Now, this is obviously our game in hand as well. Then Liverpool play Huddersfield and we play Burnley. After that, we're kind of reset. And I'm very nervous. In terms of some kind of omens, United have now lost 6 of the last 8 in all competitions for the first time since 1989, which is terrifying. And City have won 5 of the last 7 Premier League games at Old Trafford, despite only previously triumphing once in the first 14. United, of course, are in contention for 4th place still. They're 3 points off after a very bad 4-0 loss against Everton. They were genuinely diabolical. Solskjear basically making loads of noise how this is a big game to get back on track. I really hope they don't, but it's been interesting. Guardiola in the press conference was really positive, saying, you know, we respect what Solskjaer's got to do. These are the games we're here for, all that kind of stuff. And he seemed really pumped up for it, and rightfully so, because the season's nearly over. It's nearly over, and what could be amazing could also switch like that. That is why we watch football, I guess. It's terrifying, but it's fun in equal measure. It doesn't make it any easier to watch, though, does it? I wish it was easy, but it never is at the highest level. I guess we have to get used to this. On to the team news. There's not loads to report here. Obviously, no Kevin De Bruyne. It looks like he could be out for the rest of the season. No one said that yet, but the kind of general consensus isn't too positive. Other than that, though, De Bruyne pretty much as we were, really. I think Bravo's still not available, which no one really cares about, and even if he was, I'm sure he wouldn't be involved in the squad again this year, given the fact that, you know, he would be fit and all that. Delph, I'm not really sure. I'm sure he is probably available, who knows. And other than that, though, I think it's pretty much our full strongest squad, really. Onto the lineup. What I've done here is I've broke down 3 different types of lineups: what I would do, what he could do, and what I think he'll do. In general, I've gone for the same defence here, just because it makes it very easy. I think the defence kind of picks itself. I'll go for Ederson. I think he'll play Kyle Walker, of course. I actually think he'll go for Kompany because he's a big match kind of player. I think he'll play in the defence alongside Laporte, personally. I'm not saying that's right or not, but that's what I think he will do. So, and then I think he'll play Mendy. I think he'll come back into the team. It could be Zinchenko, of course, but I think he'll play for Mendy. I just think he will do for some reason. I've got a feeling they'll try and overload the left-hand side and get forward there. So this is where I get creative now. This is what I would do, essentially. This is what you're seeing on screen now. From this point onward, I would play Fernandinho. I probably would play David Silva alongside Bernardo Silva centrally, because David Silva is obviously rested, so he's going to play. He's obviously a senior player and he's pretty good in derbies in general. Then I'd play Sane, Sterling and Aguero. I also was tempted by this option, which is what Guardiola could do. He could play that same back four once again. He could play Fernandinho. He could also play Foden and Bernardo in the middle. Now, if you want energy, those 2 are the way to go there in terms of the press. And Everton were very good at pressing United. United largely crumbled when they were pressed. Foden and Bernardo would be so much energy, though there would be maybe a lack of central experience there, because Bernardo's not played low centrally, and Foden maybe it's too much expecting to start 2 massive games back to back. But it could be useful. That obviously would then still have the Sane, Sterling, Aguero forward line. This is, though, what I think he will do, if we're being totally honest. Fernandinho, I think, will play there. I think it could be David Silva back in the team, because once again he didn't play. I think Ilkay Gunnar will step into the Kevin De Bruyne role there. Then he'll go for Bernardo, Sterling and Aguero. This is personally what I think he will do. It looks a bit too slow at midfield for me. I want us to be our most nimble and aggressive, and that to me isn't an aggressive midfield. If I was to choose two midfielders out of our current number 8s who are really bad at pressing, I'd probably choose Silva and Gunnar. So I would rather De Bruyne and Bernardo and Foden, if they were all, if they could be used, they would be the ones I'd want playing for those two spots in these games. But obviously De Bruyne's not there, and I can't see him playing Foden. And Bernardo, I think, would just stay out wide. I want him centrally because I want Sane and Sterling to run at their fullbacks. So their fullbacks are largely terrible, and I think that would be a massive, massive boost for us. But I just don't think he'll do it. In general, though, we all know it'll be Aguero because he just scores goals at Old Trafford. He's there. He's the bane of United's life when he's on form, and I think he'll be up for this for a very big game. So that's the team I think he'll go for. So once again, Ederson, Walker, Kompany, Laporte, Mendy. Could see Stones, of course, and Zinchenko. But I've got a feeling, that's just my feeling what he'll do. Then I think he'll go for Fernandinho, Silva, Gundogan, Bernardo, Sterling and Aguero. I think in general, those two wide people, Sterling and Bernardo, could be absolutely crucial. Bernardo was fantastic in both games against Spurs, I thought. So terrifying. Sterling once again ran his arse off. He could be knackered. Sterling could be on the bench as well. You never know. But I think those two... are really key, or whoever plays out wide, because we can get in at them, run at them, get a penalty, get the cross, get to the byline. It could be a huge game for Walker as well, bombing up and down that right flank. Now onto the opposition preview bit. I've got Jay from Full Time Devils here. This is what he had to say about this game.
I'm just sat here watching my Class of 92 1999 treble winning DVD, because that's the only way I can get any comfort from football at the minute, is sort of looking at United when we used to be pretty good at football and used to win things. It feels horrible at the minute going into this derby as a United fan. I can't think of a worse feeling, because we know that not only do I think we won't win because I don't think we're good enough, but even if we do somehow manage to get a result, even a draw, then that's probably going to hand the title to Liverpool, which is the one thing that would be worse than City winning the title. But looking at the way United have been playing recently, I think we've had 6 losses out of 8 games. You saw the recent result at Goodison Park, 4-0 against, a decent Everton side, but not a great one. This isn't Barcelona or Real Madrid we're talking about. This is an Everton side who are, I think they're sort of fighting for 8th place, and they absolutely tore us apart. And what's really worrying from a Manchester United point of view is even our reliable players, even the likes of David De Gea, who you think is the one player you don't have to worry about, have started going to pieces. I mean, he's looked a shadow of the former player, or the player he was earlier in the season and towards the back end of last season. And I think the only sort of small comfort I can take from this season really is the fact that we're still in with a chance of top 4 after what was a horrible run at the start of it, and what has been a horrible run of games recently. We know that if we beat City and we beat Chelsea as well at the weekend, then there's a good chance we can be playing Champions League football next season. I know there's some United fans out there who'll want us to lose against City, and I get it, because it is going to be really difficult to take Liverpool winning the league. A lot of United fans won't ever have seen that in their lifetime, so it'll be even harder for them. But I think you have to look at what's best for Manchester United, and the best thing for Manchester United is Champions League football next season. We need to rebuild. We need to buy the best players. We need to be giving players a reason to come to Old Trafford other than the fact it's Manchester United. And I think that's why it's essential that we try, we get into that top 4 and have Champions League football to offer players next season. But the fact of the matter is, I don't think we're good enough at the minute. I just don't see how this United team, playing the way it's been playing, can beat Manchester City. I know City had a little bit of a blip in Europe, but in the league, they're sweeping all before them, and I just don't see how United combat that, because defensively we're a shambles. Our midfield is completely bereft of ideas, and our attacking lineup is just toothless. We're just shambolic all over the pitch, and I can't see past a City win. If United did get a win, I'd be more than happy, even though obviously I'd be a little bit disappointed to handing that mob down the M62 the title. But to be honest with you, I don't think it's going to happen. This is, for me, the least optimistic I've ever felt going into a Manchester derby.
It's great to see, as a City fan, that much negativity from a United fan, but I kind of almost slightly, but not overly, feel sorry for Jay. Jay's on the Manchester Football Social with me on Monday night on XS Manchester, by the way. Jay's a top guy, even for a red, a very nice bloke, and he's very honest, as you can see there. United have got absolutely loads of problems, as we all know. You can see the negativity from the fans. You can see how much this has been getting to them recently. Their form in general, it's poor. It is poor. They're not anywhere near the team that they were under Solskjaer a few months ago. They'd lost 6 out of the last 8 games, obviously culminating in an absolute spanking against Everton. Now, people have been saying I'm worried because they may react, and though I do agree that they may react, they may try and get something out of them, my general counter to that, I'm not saying this is going to happen, my counter to that is that in general they're not really good enough to do anything about it if we turn up. I think in general, though they may show some energy initially, if we get an early goal, I think that kind of false confidence, the foundation that it's built on, will crumble very, very, very quickly, and they'll quickly revert back to type and go into the shell, and we could spank them if we turn up. Now, the only reason I would genuinely worry about this is our lack of energy, because I think we're a much better team. But, United... Still, it is a derby. It is a derby. We can't ignore that. There's no Phil Jones, which is a shame. He's forced off through injury, so I think he won't be playing. Herrera could be back, and I'm sure he's likely to kick someone, even though his form has been pretty shocking anyway. Luke Shaw returns from suspension, so they'll be a slightly stronger at fullback, I think. But having said that, I'm still not really fearful of this United side. They kind of go missing. It's kind of fitting for them that they've got a game like this where they can then show it, and try and get back up and showing everyone how honoured they are to play for this shirt and all that kind of stuff in a derby. But it's going to be a weird environment because, as we know, United fans largely don't want them to win. I know it sounds crazy to say that, but they want Liverpool to obviously not win the league, so they'd rather City win, which is a weird thing. The atmosphere is going to be very strange around Old Trafford tomorrow because you've got a game where I don't think there's going to be a raucous, ferocious atmosphere. I think the fans are going to be very kind of down because basically everything that they didn't want to happen. They've got their 2 biggest rivals fighting over the title now, and they're basically inconsequential at the moment. Now, it isn't great for them, so I'm still expecting a reaction of some kind. Onto the prediction bit, I hate this. I genuinely hate this because you never know which way it's going to go, but I think we will win. Logic dictates that we're a much better team than them, that they are nowhere near our current level, and we should be okay. If we turn up and play anywhere near as well as we can do, we're Manchester City, we're a better team, and we should be okay. I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory. It seems to be a score that happens at Old Trafford quite often. That'll be enough. I think they will score. I think we'll make a mistake due to nerves and tiredness, but we should be okay. Fingers crossed, hey. Guys, let me know what you make of that. Thanks once again to Jay Fulltime Devils. Go and subscribe to them if you like United content. If you do, but if not, don't worry. But thank you very much to Jay once again. Thank you as ever to these guys scrolling down the side of the screen. These are my patrons, all absolute heroes. Let me know what your prediction is in the comments below, and also don't forget to subscribe if you're new. I'll be back tomorrow afternoon after the game. Fingers crossed. I've got a smile on my face because I'm so terrified. The game tomorrow, huge. In a bit.